It's really sort of focusing on when you're applying to engineering and technology roles, what skills and traits are really most sought after. So I think I was going to give this one to Rob, and then we'll move on to the rest of the panel, if that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, so I think again, the two aspects. So actually, let me give you a bit of a behind the scenes around my thought process. Whenever I'm asked a question, I always try and break it into 2 or 3 things. So what am I going to respond to? You know, because actually, you know, often you'll see consultants do this. They'll go, well, I think there's 3 things here. You know, and what that does is automatically force you down a structure in terms of how you're going to work. So when I think about this particular question, I think there's 2 things. So I think there's one about the core technical skills that you're offering, you know, and I think dependent on the job that you're going for, I'd really make sure you know that field and you're an expert in it and you can talk meaningfully about the technology or whatever field that you're moving into, because the number of times that I've seen graduates come in who don't really know about the company, don't really know about, you know, where that particular field is going to or trying to get to and how that company might play in that. It's quite frightening, and actually it's a real loss for them. And often in technical roles, you'll have a mix of HR people interviewing you, which I'll come on to my second point, and technical people. And the technical people love to have technical conversations about technology and where the company's going. So I think really do your research, really know your stuff, and be prepared to talk in that geeky way about it, because they'll love it. The second point that I then make is about beyond the technical. And I think that unfortunately, or fortunately, depends how you look at it, you know, no longer is the realm of technical purely technical. You know, what they're looking for, technical graduates, is people who can not just do the sort of geeky stuff that sits in the background, but they want people who can also relate to people, who can have emotional intelligence, who can sell their ideas, sell their concepts and that type of thing. And so the more that you can really force yourself into that space, especially if I'm an introvert, you wouldn't necessarily believe it, but force yourself into that more extroverted space of engaging with people, talking to people outside of your particular network, or your classic sort of group, the more comfortable you can be in that space and the more effective you can be. So for me, it's always to really know your stuff technically and really start to build up your interpersonal skills, your emotional intelligence.
Absolutely. So I would probably say exactly the same thing as well, having worked with engineering and tech students. Oh, I didn't tell you that, did I? I'll let you answer that. That yes, you need to focus on kind of splitting out your skills and really thinking, you know, what can I showcase? It's a really difficult one. A lot of the time when we sort of talk to students in sort of a careers focus, we say, okay, so your technical skills, you need to say whether you are beginner, intermediate, or advanced. And then the students say to us, how do I know if I'm beginner, intermediate, or advanced? What exactly would I be able to need to do in order to showcase those things? So that's a really interesting thing. So if you've never heard of SOPHIA, which is the skills framework for the information age by BCS, that is a fantastic tool for being able to benchmark where you are currently at the moment. You can access a free copy of it just by going in and saying that you're a student. The BCS is the British Computer Society, also known as the Chartered Institute for IT, but obviously CHIT is not as nice an acronym as the BCS. So that's a really good way to look at your benchmarking. And then obviously your transferable skills, you'll see that they are so much more important now than they ever used to be before, because your employers need to know that you're okay. You're okay to sit behind your computer and deliver things and you know, have that resilience and be able to communicate effectively using all of this technology. So showcasing that is becoming increasingly more important. Amy, did you want to add anything there?
I was just going to say that actually we're using the SOPHIA Skills Matrix at the moment internally. So I think it always feels when you're a graduate that the pressure is just on you, but actually it's something that we're utilising across our whole business. So everyone is constantly working, you know, growth mindset is a huge thing for us. So people constantly evolving and learning and developing. So don't feel like you're the only ones that are doing it, I think is my nugget of
that.
wisdom, if I can give anything.
Definitely, and I think throughout your career, this is what it's going to be like. You have to remember that it's not a stagnant thing. Your career is constantly evolving and moving. There is no job for life anymore. So there will be periods where you'll need to go, oh, they just mentioned Power BI, and I'll get on there and I'll do some training. There are so many opportunities to continue your learning professionally. LinkedIn Learning is great, but very expensive. Future Learn is absolutely my 100% favourite at the moment. I did a post and Amy sort of liked that earlier on. And I will continue to be posting up things. If you wanted to follow me on LinkedIn, please do. Part of my role as the Commissioner for Skills Development is to do that and find free stuff for you guys. So I'll continue doing that.